Okay. So today I'll discuss about. Let me check if some others will join or not. Let it show. So if you remember, rain and main problem and the relative velocity. This year in JEE, main one question came. Okay, that the car is moving with a speed. In the group, I have shared the question. You can see that a car is a motorboat. Sorry, a car is moving with a velocity v when it was making an angle 60 degree with the horizontal. I can share the question in the group. This question you can see. Rain is falling vertically when a car is at rest. When the car moves with speed v, rain appears at 60 degree with the horizontal. When car moves with a speed beta plus 1 v, rain appears at 45 degree with the horizontal. Find the value of b, beta. Someone wish to join? Yeah. Okay, you can switch on your videos. So I'll discuss that question. Let me first explain the question. It come in JEE 2020, this year only. So before I discuss this question, what I will do is, I will first explain you how to tackle this type of problems, rain and main problem. These are popularly called as rain and main problem. Suppose you are standing, the rain is vertically falling down, and suddenly the wind blows, or so wind is there with a speed, some speed 30 kilometers per hour or some speed. Then what will be the resultant, or which direction you should hold your umbrella? That should be the question. So if all of you have seen the NCERT problem number 4.1, very important. First we will solve the NCERT problem, then we will solve the JEE 2020. This question came. Many times this type of question comes based on the rain and main, or based on your rain and main or river problem. So let us see how to solve this type of problems. So if you remember question number 4.1, or if you have the class 11 book, example 4.1. So here the question was, the rain is falling vertically downward direction. The rain is falling in the vertically downward direction with a speed 35 meter per second. With a speed 35 meter per second. So when the rain is falling down, we will represent it like this. So this is your V rain. The vector we are representing V rain. Okay. So always when you will solve such type of questions, always try to solve using the NCERT way. Always you just remember this way, because many books have done in other way, some other ways, but this way only pick one way, so that you can solve such type of question. And every year in JEE 4 marks question, or in NEET also, one question definitely comes based on this vector concept or relative vector concepts. Okay, so how will you solve this type of question? So rain is falling down means we will draw the vector like this. Then someone was standing there on a platform or on the road. He has a umbrella. Okay, so the rain was falling down with vertically, so he should hold the umbrella just like straight. But suddenly the wind came. Suddenly the wind started flowing. When the wind will flow, now if you realize, when the wind flows, you have to hold your umbrella on the direction which wind is or the rain will now strike you with some angle. Okay, you have to hold the umbrella with some angle. If you will not hold, if you keep if you hold the umbrella on straight, the rain will come and strike on your face. Okay, because the wind is blowing, now the direction of the rain has changed. It's not straight, it's not coming straight, so you have to change the direction of your umbrella too. So what will be the direction of your umbrella? That you have to calculate. Okay, what will be the direction of your umbrella? So the direction, now the next part of the question says that wind starts blowing after some time. After some time means with a speed 12 meters per second in east to west direction. So the wind blows from east to west direction. This is east, this is your east, this is west, north and south. Okay, rain is falling down means towards south. Now the wind is blowing to east to west. So we'll write V west. This is V rain, this is V wind. Speed of wind. Okay. Now when you are getting two vectors, when these two vectors, this is your wind, this is your rain, they are in action. Now you are suppose standing here. Somewhere you are standing here and you are holding an umbrella in your hand. You are holding an umbrella in your hand. So you have to hold the umbrella with some angle. Okay. Which angle? Now resultant of these two vectors. Which angle? Resultant of these two vectors. What is the resultant of these two vectors? Two vectors are given. The angle between them is given 90 degrees. Okay. Because the rain was falling down, wind pushed it, so the resultant of these two actions will be realized by the person standing on the ground. Okay, so what will be the resultant of these two vectors? Now let's say this resultant is in this direction. So then the person will hold the umbrella in the direction. Okay, and making an angle, let's say theta. Right. Now you can see clearly here. If I join this one, then this is V wind. So this will be your V wind direction. So VR direction, this is VR plus V wind is your resultant. Right. Vector addition, if you remember, this is your VR, rain is falling downward. This is your wind, V wind, but drop from here. Okay. And this is your resultant. Like the case of parallelogram case. If you remember, the parallelogram law of vector addition, two vectors are like this, very important, vector A and vector B. Two vectors are there and they are making an angle theta with each other. So I can replace this vector here, okay, extended theta, and I can join. This is your resultant. This is your resultant vector. So if you remember, okay. So this is your resultant. Okay. So this is your resultant. So when this rain is falling down, when the rain is falling down, so the angle between this vector, two vectors is theta is equal to 90 degrees. Right. Now what will be the resultant? Because the resultant of the wind and the rain, the mixture, this resultant you are getting, that resultant is the angle at which you will hold the umbrella. Okay. Zoom little. Okay. Okay, I'll write a little bit bigger, larger one. Okay, so this is your final one. Okay, so this is your rain, V rain, and this is your V wind, velocity of wind, and this is your angle theta. So the resultant will be what? When two vectors are there, what is the formula for your resultant? What is the formula for the resultant? Is it visible? The resultant formula magnitude is A square, A magnitude square, B magnitude square plus 2A magnitude, B magnitude cos theta root over. This is the resultant. So what is the resultant? Here the action is wind is creating one vector and vertically falling down the rain is falling down, that is one vector. So two vectors are there, right? Two vectors are there. Rain is falling down and the wind is blowing it. So two vectors are working here simultaneously. Then we have to find the resultant. So simply you will calculate, you will use your formula. The formula is resultant. So resultant magnitude will be here this is your V rain and this is your V wind. Okay. In the question itself, it is given that wind is flowing towards from east to west with a speed is also given 12 meter per second, and the rain V rain is 35 meter per second. Okay. Then what will be your R? Now your R will be here in this case V R square plus okay, now it is visible clearly, I think. Okay, so V R square plus V, this is R means rain, W means wind, plus 2 V R magnitude, that is VR, VW, and cos theta. What is cos theta? The angle between rain and wind. What is the angle? 90 degree. So cos 90 under root. Right? Clear. Now, what is VR? V rain is given 35 meters per second, 35 square. V wind is given 12 square. 2 into V rain into V wind. V rain into V wind. Cos 90 is 0. So ये पूरा term 0 हो जाएगा. This term, the term will be 0. So now, and also you remember this one. When you will solve the in NEET or JEE, when you will solve this type of problems, you need to solve fast. So how will you solve fast? Cos 90 means ये term को लिखना ही नहीं है. No need to write. Okay. When angle between two vectors are 90 degree, then no need to write down. What you will do? Just you will write this means A square plus B square. Okay. Cos theta, that term will be vanished. So 35 square and 12 square is 144, and 35 square is 25. 4 3 are 12. 12. Can you do or not? 35 square. If the unit digit is 5, you can easily find out the squares, isn't it? If the unit digit is 5, you can easily find out the squares. How? 5 square 25. Then successor of 3, 4. 4 into 3 is 12. This is the formula. I will also today explain you one trick, how to find out square root easily. Okay, how to find out square root easily. Okay, so now this is edit 5 4 9 and 4 2 6 3 1 3 6 9. Okay, suppose you want to find out the square root of 1369. One method is long division method that you have learnt in your class 8. Okay, you will find using the long division method, you will find out the square root. But one easy method is there in entrance, in JEE or medical entrance. You have to solve fast. Okay, so how will you find out the square root of 1369 quickly? How will you do that? So to do that, how you will do? Now you will use the one rule. Rule is, just let me tell you the rule quickly. Very important. Always it will help you. The rule is, suppose you want to find out the square root of 30. Okay. Suppose you want to find out the square root of 30. So what you will do? Find out the nearest, means perfect square. What is the nearest perfect square? 25. Okay. So you can write 30 is equal to 25 plus 5. And you know, square root of 25 is 5. Right. You know, square root of 25 is 5. You can write. Then what you will do? Plus 5 by, इसका दोगुना कर देना है. 2 times of this number, first number, 10. So 5 by 10 is 0.5. So 5 plus 0.5, that is 5.5. So anyone having calculator, you can check what is the square root of 30. Is it 5.5 or not? Anyone having a calculator or in Google, just type in the Google and check that whether it is 5.5 or not, square root of 30. And try to use this rule in any number and check. Okay. So can you find another number? So are you getting this one, or yes or no? Anyone can say what is the square root of 30? 5.5. Is it 5.5? Can anyone write? It's 5.47. Yes, 5.472. If you round off, it is coming up to. If you round off to first number, in first chapter I have taught, and also you might know how to do a round off. If you do round off 5.472 like that, if you remove this 7 is greater than 5. So if a number is greater than 5, then you can write it is approximately 5.5. Okay. So this one will be approximately 5.5, nearly. No issue. Nearly is a fine. So now suppose another example. Let's take square root of 46. Can anyone, using this rule, our shortcut rule, can anyone say what will be the square root of 46? What is the nearest square? 7 7 is 49. Okay? So I can write 49 minus 3 root over. Can I write this one in that way? 49 minus 3 root over. So what is 49? Root over 7. Then how will you do? According to our formula, now 3 divided by 7 is इसका दो गुना करना है 2 times. 7 into 2 is 14. So कितना होगा? Now 7 minus 3 by 14 is what? 30. 14 2 is 28. 20. 14 1 is so this is point, right? So 14 1 is 14 660. Okay, 2 decimal after 2 decimal it's fine. Now subtract 7 minus 0.21. So it will be 6.79, isn't it? Check with your calculator. Anyone? Check with your calculator if it is coming or not. 6.79. Is it coming 6.79 or not? Anyone can check. Can you check in the Google calculator? What is the square root of 46? Anyone can write? I can check. Yes, 6.78. 6.78. 6.7823. So approximately 6.79. Approximately 6.79. Because the answers will be like that. It will not create any problem to you options will be decimal, second decimal if it is changing, so it will not have any problem for you. Okay, so now this trick is good or not? So using this trick you can find any square root without long division and quickly, very quickly you can calculate approximate value you can get. Okay, so anyway, so we will calculate 1369. 1369 is a bigger number, so also you can do it. So 30 is a 900, so it will be something greater than 30, but it is a perfect square exactly, so you can find out. Okay, long division method you can also do it, or short division method, shortcut method also you can follow. So long division method is this one, 1369, 1, not 1, 3 is a 9, this is 4, 69, 3, 6. Okay, so 6, 67 into 7, 7 7 ja 9. You know, all of you I think know the how to do this long division, very important method. Okay, many times you will have face problem in the your entrance examination, that when you are solving the problem square root will come. Okay, so 7 7 ja 9 49, 7 6 ja 42, 42 4 46, so 469. So 67 into 7 ja 469, and you will put. So this is a whole square. This is a whole perfect square. So 1369 root over is 37. Okay. Now you got the resultant velocity is 37 meter per second. But this is not the question. The question is, sometimes this also comes, that what is the resultant, what is the net speed of the your rain. Then you can find out this 37 meter per second. But the question is, with what angle you will hold your umbrella? Umbrella को कौन सा angle में रखना है, ठीक है? With what angle you will hold your umbrella? So how will you calculate? That means you have to calculate this theta. You have to calculate the theta here. So how will you calculate theta? Easy you can do. So this is your wind speed, this is your rain speed. So, and also this is theta. This is a right angle triangle. If I write tan theta, so if I write tan theta, what will be tan theta? You can draw this diagram in your notebook and you can check. It will be VW upon VR. Tan theta is P by B. This is theta, means P will be this one. So P upon B is tan theta, right? So V wind is 12, V rain is 35. This is tan theta. So how will you calculate theta angle? So theta will be tan inverse 12 by 35, right? Theta is equal to tan inverse 12 by 35, and I am not calculating, you can calculate with your calculator. So it will come approximately 12 by 35 is, it will come approximately tan inverse 12 by 35 is 0.343, okay? And it will come, so it will be equal to approximately 19 degree. Okay, 19 degree is equal to 0.343. Okay, so now you got that this is 19 degree, but you are standing here na. So how can you say that your angle, your umbrella angle also should be 19 degree? How will you say? Now you will say that because you are standing here with your umbrella. So draw a perpendicular. Now this angle and this angle must be same. You are holding like this. You are holding your umbrella like this. Rain was falling down. Now wind is blowing like this. So you will hold your umbrella, instead of straight, you will hold with some angle. Okay, and your angle between this vertical and this angle must be 19 degree, because it's alternate interior. This is 90 degree, means it will be 90 degree. Your umbrella is here. Okay, so your answer will be that we should hold the umbrella. We should hold the umbrella this type of question comes in your entrance, and it has come in JEE and also in NEET also, JEE 2020 this year also. So we should hold the umbrella with 19 degree to vertical. Okay, with 19 degree to the vertical, correct? Now we'll solve one more question, but now we'll solve one more question that is based on the relative velocity in 2 dimensions. Okay, so if you know the relative velocity means the velocity of one object with another object. The velocity of one object with another object. For example, one car is moving 30 km per hour. The second car is moving with 40 km per hour. Okay, both are moving. So it will the second car will cross the first car. Okay, so if the first car is moving 40, second car is moving 30 km per hour. Now the first car will cross the second car. So if I say what is the relative speed of first car with second car, so we'll write VA minus VB. This is the concept of relative velocity. That means with relative to the second car, what is the speed of first car? This is, we are not asking about ground. With relative to the ground, this first car is moving 40 km, but with relative to second car, this car is moving 40 minus 30, that is 10 km. Okay, so that means it's a comparison between the movement of two objects. So when the comparison is taking place, at that time you can do that first one minus second one. You can do in that way. Okay, so again this rain and main problem will solve one more case, which is there in your book, NCERT book also. One more case, then we'll solve the JEE problem, because that case also involved in the some relative velocity concept. So how will you use the relative velocity concept in here in the problem, rain and main problem? So very nice problems. These problems repeatedly comes in your exams. So now see, the question is, if you have those who have NCERT book, you can check, or else you can say, you can just look at here, I can explain you. So the example 4.6, example 4.6, you can see rain is falling vertically with a speed 30 meters per second. A woman rides a bicycle with a speed 12 meters per second in east to west direction. What is the direction in which she should hold the umbrella? अभी थोड़ा गड़बड़ हो गया. Now the rain is not flowing with the wind. Now rain is straight, falling down straight, but woman is riding with the bicycle. If you have ever during the rain time, if you have traveled with the bike or with a bicycle, then you might have realized you have to hold the umbrella in the forward direction. ऐसे आगे करके रखना होगा, नहीं तो दिख जाओगे. But rain is falling straight downward, but due to your speed, you have to hold the umbrella with some angle. If you will not hold the umbrella with some angle, you will get wet. If you will hold the umbrella straight, because when you will ride with your bike, then due to your speed, the resultant will change. The relative speed between your bike speed and the rain speed will change. Here the relative speed will come. Here the resultant concept will be there, but relative velocity will come, because the difference between that case and this case is, the first case the wind came and the rain flew with the wind. Okay, when the rain flow with the wind, what happens? Now the resultant of rain and wind we are measuring, but here we are not measuring the resultant of rain and wind. We are measuring we are moving. So we are measuring the relative velocity of our speed with rain speed. We are not measuring the resultant of our speed and the rain speed. This is the difference between these two cases. Okay, so what is the case? Let's explain. Let me explain first. So you are riding your bicycle from east to west again. So this is your east, this is your west. So you are moving with your bicycle. So VB, I'll write this one. Now the rain is falling down again with a constant speed, 35 meter per second. So VB is 12 meter per second, and rain is falling down with VR is 35 meter per second. Okay. Now here the resultant will not be in this direction. Why? Because idhar koi khada nahi hai. You are moving with the bicycle here. So you are moving, as you are moving here, the relative velocity will come. Okay. What is the relative velocity of rain with respect to your bicycle, or what is the relative velocity of your rain with respect to your bicycle? रेन का क्या होगा रिलेटिव वेलोसिटी बाइसाइकिल के हिसाब से? तो क्या होगा ना, नाउ विल, बिकॉज यू आर मूविंग इन दिस डायरेक्शन, यू हैव टू जनरली होल्ड योर अम्ब्रेला, ये ऐसे सामने करके रखना होगा. सो रिजल्टेंट शुड अपीयर लाइक दिस. सो विल कंसीडर द रिजल्टेंट इज लाइक दिस. ओके, we'll consider the resultant is like this, because mathematically also we'll write that velocity of rain with respect to B. This is called relative velocity concept. These are the concept of relative velocity. These are the concept of relative velocity. Concept of relative velocity. So VRB is VR minus VB. VR minus VB. So VR minus VB is what? This is your VR, this is your VB bicycle. So if I write here, then your VB will be, this is minus VB. This is your minus VB, because if you write the vector in opposite direction, it will be negative. So minus VB is there. Okay. So minus VB, and this is your VR. So what will be this resultant? This is VRB, which is VR minus VB. Now done. This is just the relative velocity. Now, what will be the angle? Now, angle again we can calculate. This angle will be tan theta will be your VB P by VR. Okay, magnitude you can take, angle you are calculating. Okay, so this is the way to calculate. Then which direction you should hold your umbrella? Now if this is theta, suppose this is your 90 degree, then this is your theta. So you should hold your umbrella theta degree with the vertical. What should be your answer? You should hold the umbrella theta degree with vertical. Okay, so remember, when you are moving with the bicycle, then the case will be different than the case of when you are standing and wind is blowing the rain. Okay, so now let us solve the JEE problem. Exactly based on the same principle, this question came. Okay, so in JEE, what question came 2020? We'll solve this question and then we'll stop. Okay, so then in the next class we'll solve some more problems on river problem. When you are moving with a boat and river current is there, then which direction you should move so that you can exactly reach in the opposite direction. Such type of questions also comes in your JEE and NEET examination. Okay, river and boat problem. So in the next class, I'll announce in the group when we'll take the next class. We'll solve the river and boat problems. So now let us solve JEE question. JEE 2020. So this question came that rain is vertically falling when the car is rest. When the car is rest, this is the last question we are doing. So when the rain is vertically downward, the car is at rest. When the car moves with a speed V, the rain appears 60 degree with the horizontal, and when the car moves with a speed beta plus 1 into V, the rain appears 45 degree with the horizontal. Find beta. Okay, so suppose the car is moving, let's say, to the west. Suppose the car is moving to the west. So as car is moving to the west, this is your velocity of car. So exactly similar case of this one. Car is moving to the west. You can consider, because direction is not given, so you can consider car is moving to the west. And the rain is falling down, that is VR. So the resultant will be somewhere here. This is your VR minus VR, VRB, or VR minus VB. VR minus V car. Okay. So this is your V car minus V car. This is your minus V car. Okay. So the question is, and this is your theta. The question is, when the car is moving with a speed, this VC is V, with a speed V. When the car is moving with a speed V, then what will happen? Then what will happen? Now, your umbrella you are holding 60 degree with the horizontal, not vertical. Vertical, horizontal. ये सब थोड़ा ध्यान देना. In the question it is given that the car is making 60 degree with the horizontal. Then vertical के साथ कितना चाहिए? 30 degree. If the umbrella is making 60 degree with horizontal, then vertical के साथ कितना होगा? 30. 60 plus 30 is 90. Right. Then if this is 90, then this theta will be what? 30 also. Now you are getting angle 30. Theta मिल गया. अभी easy हो गया काम. Now the question is that when your VC is V, theta is means theta with horizontal is 60. That means our theta is 30. 30. Okay. Now what is your tan theta then? Tan theta will be VC by VR. VC by VR. This is our formula. VC by VR. So VC is what? VC is your car speed, that is V speed. For 30 degree, it is moving with V speed. And VR is what? VR is, let's say it's VR. And 10, कितना मिला? 30 degree. This is equal to 10, 30 degree. Or you can write V by VR is equal to 1030. 1030 is what? 1 upon root 2. What is 1030? 1 upon root 3. 1 upon root 3 is 1030. Then what is your VR? Cross multiply and you can write. So VR is equal to, ये इधर चला जाएगा ये, so root 3V by 1, or you can say root 3V. So what is VR you got? Root 3V. Equation 1. For the case when the car is moving with 60 degree, making 60 degree with the horizontal. Now second case is also given. Second case is also given that when the velocity, that VC is, when the VC is, this is given, beta plus 1 into V. At that time, the angle with horizontal is not 60, 45. So if it is 45, this will be also 45. Your theta will be also 45. Okay. This is case number 2. When your VC is beta plus 1 into V, then what will be your tan theta then at the time? That means tan 45 degree now. So tan 45 degree is equal to your same VC by VR. VC कितना? VC is now beta plus 1 into V by VR. Or tan 45 degree is what? 1. So 1 is equal to B, or just I am writing, this is 1, tan 45. Then what will be VR? So VR is beta plus 1 into V. This is equation number 2. So from in equation number 1 and equation number 2, you can see equation number 1 and equation number 2. In equation number 1 and equation number 2, left side is VR. So you can compare the right side. So from 1 and 2, you can write what? Root 3 into V is equal to beta plus 1 into V. That means VB cancelled out. The question is, what is the value of beta? What is the question? The question is value of beta. Find the value of beta. So beta will be root 3 minus 1. In left side again, root 3 value is 1.732 minus 1. So options are given as, you can see, I have given you in the WhatsApp group this question. So don't go through the explanation what is given in that solution. Just follow this method only everywhere. You will just keep in mind this only one method, you will able to solve it. Okay. So 1.732 minus 1 is 0.732. So what is the value of beta? Beta is equal to 0.732. So options are option A 3, option B 0.732, option C 2, and option D 0.5. Option D is the correct answer. Okay, so this question came in JEE 2020. Okay, so if you will solve this type of problems and follow this only one method, रेन को नीचे गिराओ, जब vehicle moving शुरू कर देगा, when the vehicle will start moving, then put relative velocity. Okay, and when rain is affected by wind or some other factor, you are not moving, the person is not moving, then at that time resultant, ये दोनों का resultant निकाल दो, no relative velocity. Relative velocity डालना जरूरी नहीं है. Wind and rain का resultant velocity, calculate the resultant velocity of this wind and rain. Okay, and the result along with your resultant direction you will hold your umbrella. But when you will move with the bike or with the bicycle or with car, when your movement will come, then your movement which is related with the relative with the speed of your rain. So rain and your speed will be relative with each other. Okay. So, and also I have discussed, so what today we have discussed? Today we have discussed about the rain and main problem. It's called popularly rain and main problem. So this rain and main problems are they come in the exam, and also we have used the two concepts. One is resultant velocity concept. When you are standing and holding the umbrella and rain is affected by some wind or some other factors, then the resultant factor will come. The second case we have discussed this rain and main problem, that when you are riding with bicycle or vehicle or with the car, at that time the relative velocity between your car or your vehicle and the rain will come into picture. Okay, instead of resultant. Then the third thing we have also discussed today, we have learned one shortcut method easily, how can quickly you can find out the square root of any numbers. Okay, so today let us stop here. It's around 45 minutes. Okay, so let's stop here today, and in some next class I'll solve also some more JEE problems, like we'll solve boat in the current, river current, that problem. Okay, those question also comes repeatedly. Okay, so okay, thank you all of you. 3-4 people joined, one I think left in between. Thank you, Tushi, and who is there, Roger, and Narav Jungla also was there. Okay, thank you all of you. Your Manava. So Manava, how are you, Manava? Why you have written Roger? I got confused. How are you, Manava? Manava, could